Hello, hello. I don't know why my camera looks so tiny. Is anybody else seeing that? Okay, weird. Ah, there we go. Hello, everybody. Good morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are. Good to see you all again. I should probably close this door a little bit. There we go. That should do it. Privacy above all, folks. How's it going? It's been a long time, and by that I mean not a long time at all, since we were out here just, I guess, a few hours ago. Also, talking about or reacting to the Honda live engine reveal event, which, if you all tuned in, thank you so much for tuning into that. If you were here, you will know the event was not super interesting. It was just the yapping Olympics, basically. People giving the most corporate presentations for about an hour, and nothing too exciting happened. So if you didn't watch it, you didn't really miss out on anything. They barely even showed the engine. They just literally just yapped for a while. So yeah, not super exciting event, but I am pretty hopeful that the Audi event is going to be a little more interesting. I know Audi is also kind of known as being kind of a very corporate company as well, like, you know what I mean? No frills, no fun and whimsy, but it's their first time in Formula 1, and as such, I expect something a little bit out of the box, something more, exciting. Like, I want to see how much they worked on this. I'm really curious to see what they'll do, and I'm hopeful this time we will definitely see the drivers, because I feel like, well, I mean, Nico is already in Germany probably, and Gabby could easily be flown over, I feel like. I think it'll be a lot more exciting. On that note, for everybody who's asking where is the event happening, it's actually, I think, not on YouTube. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not going to be streamed on YouTube. It's going to be streamed on their website, the Audi website. I can drop the link that I have. If it is, incorrect, obviously, let me know. Like, if it's not actually happening on here, or if there's more sources, do let me know. But I am, I have been sort of struggling a little bit to figure out where all of these launches are happening. And so if people have sources, then feel free to bring them here. Because genuinely, I know Nico lives in Monaco. Honestly, maybe even Gabby has a house in Monaco now. Who knows? But, Germany is right there. So it's not like too hard to get there. The event is happening in Berlin, in case people were wondering. Yeah, I think that's interesting. The bit about missing the F175 event. I also didn't think that I would, because it's kind of, at the time I didn't think it was such a great event, but having seen kind of the level of the individual launches thus far, maybe it wasn't such a bad thing. But again, I don't think I want it every single year, because then instead of having, 10, 11 different events, we have one. So I feel like this is exciting in its own way. And it keeps the other one more special, you know what I mean? So, and again, like I said yesterday, trust that they will probably not even wait until F1's 100th anniversary to do another one of those. It'll probably be like F180. They will find some excuse to to do another big livery launch event. So trust me that it will not be long until we see another one of those. Anyways, speaking of Audi, I feel like we need to talk before the event starts. We need to talk about the special liveries that, or not the, oh my god, the special liveries, the merch and the teamwear that Audi has already launched. Apparently, I have not seen it. So I think it would be a good idea if we all look at it together. And also, this is not a chain for everybody who's asking. It's a herringbone necklace. It's not exactly a chain. Like you can't really see the chain links. So I got it from some online store. It was one of those brands that are like jewelry that doesn't, rust and doesn't get green and like seawater and stuff like that. So it's not real gold, but it's kind of the closest thing. So anyways, let's talk about these Audi pieces of merch, and my screen sharing is not working. Let me see if I can sort that out. Oh, no, there we go. It's working. Cool. 2026 team wear. I am very curious about this. Ooh. Okay. Wait, let's pop this open in a new tab. Huh. Does anybody feel like the logo on the caps is like comically large? Isn't it kind of huge? I don't know why everybody's asking if I can see the chat. I can see the chat. Do not worry about that. I don't know why my OBS is absolutely failing me today. But this looks really bad for some reason. But yeah, I feel like this is kind of, the hats are really big, and the merch, the t-shirt obviously looks very empty because they probably don't have a whole lot of sponsors yet. But you know what? It does look kind of classy. If it wasn't gray, and I know why they made it gray, because I feel like Audi is kind of known for like gray, silver. It's a little bit like Mercedes. So if it wasn't gray, it would probably look a lot cooler. It's just something about that gray that's a little sad. But whatever. They did what they could with the colors that they have. They could have made it red, but obviously that's like Ferrari's whole thing, so they were kind of getting into dangerous territory with that one. They could have chosen a color that wasn't red, in my opinion, and just have like a more signature color to themselves, They could have pulled a Renault and been the yellow team again, They could have gone for purple. We don't have a purple team. That would be really cool. So yeah, just something more interesting than this gray. And the red, it just feels a little uninspired. But it doesn't look bad. They have the whole Adidas thing going on, which I guess makes sense. German company with German company. These ones, like in this photo, you can't see the stripes, which is kind of odd, but in other ones you can. It's really giving the right touch. It's giving my god, it's giving, football t-shirt. So that helps. Like, I really think that the Adidas stripes are going to help to sort of solidify the whole brand a little bit more. But yeah, it's not the most interesting. They did what they could. I do like, I should probably look at this on the Audi website because it probably looks easier, but I like this hoodie with the red on the inside of the hood. I think that's pretty nice. But yeah, they It's not super inspired. It's kind of bland. But, they did what they could. Um, yeah. It's all right. It's not the worst, I guess. Um, I mean, so the thing is, it would probably be nicer if these, if F1 merch didn't have as many sponsors as it does. But I guess we're not really used to that here in Formula One. Like, obviously, the classic F1 look has been, the race suit with 20 sponsors on it. That's just the racing look. So that's kind of why seeing, merch like this where there's nothing on the jersey, it's just kind of like feels a little sad, feels a little empty. Um, but yeah, I mean, it could be something that we learn to get used to. You know what I mean? Like there could be, the sort of more maximalist jersey design, or shirt design or polo design with like all the sponsors, and then a more minimal one that's just like a couple things. I don't know. Something for the teams to think about, I guess, because I feel like sometimes I don't want like something with 20 sponsors either. And I do appreciate that football jerseys are a lot better about that because you're right, like they only have like one or two sponsors on there. Um, so it's a lot nicer. Something else that I think that we should incorporate from football is numbers on the back of the shirts because not every team does this. Some do, but most of them don't. And most of the time, if I'm buying a shirt, I kind of just want to rep a specific driver. And I feel like F1 teams don't really consider that. I think in general, Formula One fans care more about specific drivers versus specific teams. Um, and I feel like, a lot of times I just want to buy a shirt for a specific driver and I can't usually find it. So, yeah, that's just been kind of a gripe that I've had with F1, um, with F1 merch, really. Um, but yeah, somebody mentioned the Williams merch. Did they drop that already? Because I would be very interested in seeing that. Let's see. 2026. Team kit. I'm a little too excited. Oh god. Because this has the potential to be really good. And if it's bad, I'm gonna be really, really sad. Okay, let's do it. Okay, well, I can't see anything in this photo. This cap, right off the bat, oh my god. This cap, right off the bat, not crazy about it. They should have put that Williams right in the middle. That's where I want this beautiful, beautiful new logo. I don't want it on the side. So I don't know about that. I think they've gone for like a sort of deeper blue. Let's see, are there photos? Like, what's going on? There's just a video? Oh, it'll be available tomorrow. Okay. I'm not gonna play a video. There's some photos. Okay, I think they kind of cooked. For the most part, pretty good. I don't mind it at all. They maybe should have put this sponsor Betway. They probably should have put it on the other side because doesn't it look like weirdly unbalanced? There's 2 on the right side and 4 or 3 on the left, but the Atlassian Williams is so huge. I would have probably moved Betway to the other side. Otherwise, the t-shirts look really cool. I think this is more or less the design that they're going to bring to like the what's it called? The stealth mode livery. It's gonna be something like that, like these kind of brush strokes. I think it looks very pretty. Yeah, they've gone for like a deeper blue. I think like a more sort of saturated blue. I like it. I'm also excited to see the white variant of these if they do make it. I assume they will, you know, because they have like a white cap. They always do kind of white and blue, right? So um I would like to see that. There's a chili on the shirt. Shut up. Oh, that's gonna be so great. I'm gonna buy that just for that, I think. That's so wonderful. Shirts are customized for the drivers. I feel like maybe then Alex's will probably have like, what would Alex's have? Like a cat? I feel like he usually has a cat for his thing, right? Um, because he has like what, like 20 cats. It's crazy. No, I from these two photos, is this real? No, this is a concept. From these two photos, I am really digging the design. Is that a varsity jacket? Oh my god. Like a Letterman jacket. Wait, that's kind of cool. That feels very classic F1, very vintage F1. I like that a lot. Um Maybe I would have made the blue, like the color and the sleeves part, I would have made that white maybe. But maybe that was a little too much, like too obviously Letterman jacket, like in a tacky way. So maybe this is fine. It's a little more more subtle, right? Um yeah, from these photos it looks super sick. I'm probably going to buy some stuff. Probably at the end of the season. I guess depending on how well Williams does too. If the year is terrible, then maybe I won't buy it, but the new Williams logo is just so nice. I really want some merch with it. I am annoyed by the fact that they make the Atlassian so big. Like, I know it's the title sponsor, but it's just so huge. I don't like it. But, like, I think Williams themselves should have more protagonism. But, oh well. I think it looks really, really cool. Trying to read through some of these comments, y'all. We have just 10 minutes to go. Theoretically, it's happening on this website, as far as I can tell. But I don't really know. Ooh, nice. I don't really know how or where, but I'm guessing around here. Oh, this was the their concept livery that they put out a while ago. Or what is this? Going into the deep end of the Audi website. Oh yeah, wow, it's a 3D model of whoa. A 3D model of the concept livery. That's really cool. That's crazy. Had y'all seen this before? Oh. This is crazy. Okay. Fun, but not what we're here for. As far as I know, it's just gonna be on here. So, I will unfortunately, I don't think, be able to share it. Oh, my bad. There is a link now. So that's good. We'll just sort of stay on here, I guess, for the time being. I'm going to mute this. And yeah, I'm not sure if I can share the screen with y'all because I don't want to get in trouble. Because I don't really have the rights to any of this. So that's why I'm not, going to. What is this thing that they have playing in the background? It sounds like an AI voice just saying things. So interesting. Let me look through some of y'all's comments. What are you all saying over here? Also, I know that Mr. V is also live. I was going to go hop in and say something, but obviously I'm doing my own stream, so it's going to be a little hard. That is a Get Back poster from a long time ago, from when they did that event where they showed like the rooftop concert in theaters. That's where that's from. Glad that you spotted it. The website is pinned. It's my pinned comment at the top of the chat. So it's the Audi F1 website. And there should be a link there. There's a link up now where you can see the live stream. Showing an error. Oh, maybe because it's been updated. Let me see if I can put in a new link. Let's see. Going to unpin and send a new one. Hopefully this one works. And if not, just look up Audi 2026 F1 car launch and it should probably be the first thing that pops up. Or just go to the Audi website and it'll be there. And I'm being told it's showing on F1's YouTube channel, so that's good too. If you'd rather watch on there, probably a little easier. And you know what? I would also prefer to watch it on there, I think, because I like having a chat, like a live chat. I want to see what people are saying. So, sweet. We can just wait for that to start. Ooh, give me 1 second. I'm gonna leave the starting soon screen, but I will be right back. Okay, I am back. What are we talking about? Favorite team, favorite driver? Seems like a lot of people weirdly keep asking me this, but I feel like I've talked about this stuff on my channel before. I would say that my favorite team as of right now is Williams. It was Mercedes for a lot of years because my favorite driver of all time, and I'm really sorry to say this, but is Lewis Hamilton. And I'm sorry to say this because I'm Spanish, so it should be Alonso, but it's not quite. It's always, always, always been Hamilton. But Alonso is definitely like a close second. Like it's not like he's crazy far behind or anything. But I loved Mercedes for the longest time because Lewis was there. But after he left, I kind of lost interest in Mercedes because they're kind of like just very empty and corporate. Like they don't really have anything that interesting going on. Like obviously they're a really well-oiled team, and it's never going to disappoint you. But yeah, my interest kind of dipped in Mercedes after Lewis left. And I feel like they reversed a lot of their like branding in their, beliefs because they were clearly just following Lewis's lead on a lot of things. But after Lewis left, they kind of went back on all that stuff and became a lot less interesting as a team. So I was just kind of like, oh, okay, great. This is not the team I thought it was. So anyway, I still like Mercedes, but I'm just like kind of bored of them now. And so after, Lewis left to Ferrari, I don't like Ferrari, so I thought that was a terrible decision. So I was like, I need a team to sort of root for, right? And I kind of decided on McLaren because I was like, you know what? They're a storied team. They're like very um uh successful in the past. They seem like pretty well run, and I also really like Oscar Piastri as a driver. So I'll just do McLaren. And that was you know, a choice, and it ended poorly. So now I'm just kind of like fully on the Williams hype train. I liked Williams. I've always liked Williams because I like an underdog, right? But but now it's just like they're the only team that I know confidently that they're actually trying their best, and they will not let me down with some bullshit management or like, you know, very like drive to survive kind of energy. Um, so, and also the two drivers right now at Williams are amazing. I mean, Alex Albon has been carrying Williams for years, and he has not, I think, gotten the acknowledgement that he deserves for that. But also, Carlos Sainz is such a great addition to the team after, years of Alex dealing with rather incompetent teammates for the most part. Sorry. But yeah, so favorite team is Williams. Favorite drivers, Hamilton and Alonso. I also really like Piastri. Like, he would be maybe my third favorite. This year was a bit of a disappointment in that regard. But, hopefully next year it will be better. It'll be a reset. And who else do I like on the grid? I mean, I like Albon, I like Carlos, I like all the Hispanic drivers quite a bit, Checo, Franco. Who else do I really like? I feel like those are my favorites. TBH. But I kind of like everybody else. There's not really anybody that I hate. I don't even, well, yeah, I don't really like Lance Stroll very much. Who else do I dislike? I'm like not interested in like Leclerc, for example. I know a lot of people love Leclerc, and I get why. I think he's very appealing in a lot of ways. For me, it's just like he's everything about him is so perfect that I just find it annoying. And I also find his fangirls very annoying. Or fans in general, all of them are extremely annoying, I think. Sorry about that. Because nothing I have nothing really truly against Leclerc, but I'm just kind of like Ocon. Why are we talking about Ocon? I don't mind Ocon. I think what I like about Ocon less than his personality or like him as a driver is like his story, because I really like that he basically came from absolutely nothing, and how hard his family fought to get him to F1, and he managed it, and now he's able to like pay back that debt. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's very beautiful. So that's what I like about Ocon. But other than that, I mean, as a driver, I don't think he's particularly interesting, TBH. But I'm happy that he's still in F1. And also, I think the little like perm situation that he has going on now is very nice. So just an addition. His hair has had a glow up for sure. Yeah, Ocon is a working class hero. Like, that's exactly right. And Alonso is the same. Alonso also came from like a very, very normal Asturian family. So also props to him, you know what I mean? I love this about him. My thoughts on Cadillac. My thoughts are that I don't have many thoughts. I don't know what they're going to bring to the grid. I've seen a lot of people saying like, oh no, they're coming in, they're being serious. They're probably going to be in the top 4 teams. I'm like, okay, well, one thing is being serious and another is getting it right off the bat. Again, who knows? It could be a Braun GP situation for sure. But other than that, I mean, like, all we can do is speculate, because I really don't know where they're going to be. We don't know anything. So, yeah, but I am excited for Checo and Bottas, because I think it is. Oh my god, this is starting. Okay, cool. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm excited for Bottas and Checo because I think they're both great drivers and I love them both just like personality wise. And I think it's going to be really funny to see them together. Um, is Ocon actually half Spanish? I actually had no idea. Um, all I know is he has some like Middle Eastern heritage, right? That's all I know about him. Um, but yeah. Let's see. People keep asking me about Lando. I like Lando. I don't know where people have been getting the idea that I don't like him. I do. I genuinely have nothing against Lando, absolutely. He's made some comments in the past that I have not liked, but to be fair, every driver has done that at some point. So yeah, but I do like Lando. He seems like a chill guy. No real objections about him. He is very much the opposite of like these drivers that I said that I liked, like Ocon and Alonso, who came from nothing, and you can still see that in the way that they operate. With Lando, it's the opposite because he came from so much money. Like, F1 drivers are all rich, but like this man comes from so much money. So you can tell that he's very, very spoiled and that there's like a lot of things that he doesn't really know how to do because he's never done them. Like if you see all of the like cooking challenges that he's done with like Carlos Sainz, it's like he clearly is not very like on it. But that's not his fault. That's just how he was raised. It's whatever. It's just something that I notice about him that I'm like, like he's not very sort of like competent in like when it comes to like real life things, but whatever. I think that I don't know. I do think that the team favors him a little bit. I'm sorry to say. Maybe that's just my perspective as an Oscar fan, but I genuinely feel like the team treats Lando better, and in particular Zach Brown, who just loves Lando, which is fair. But ooh, this is starting. Anyways, yeah, nothing really truly serious against Lando. So I like him. He seems chill. And good for him for, winning the title. That was great. So let's see what's going on here. Should we bet on how long it's going to take for Stefano Domenicali to come out? He was in Japan yesterday, so like will he will he be here? I'm seeing a comment saying over under 30 minutes till they show the car. I think under, actually. Cuz I think, Audi doesn't have that much going on as of now that they can linger on before they show the car. So I think they'll show the car actually pretty early, and then they'll have the drivers come out at some point. I don't know. I'm thinking under 30 minutes. Although I don't know. Do we think that they'll show the drivers first and then the car? Because that's also possible. People are probably waiting to see the drivers. It really all depends. Like, do we think that the car will be shown first or the team members? You know what? Maybe the team members, because it seems like, that's also a big thing they have going on. You know what? Maybe it will be over. They'll do the drivers first and then the livery. Who's asking what are my thoughts on the rookie Fernando Alonso? Come on, man. You know I love him. He's my guy. Yeah, the stairs are really random. Is this just kind of the stage? Like, where's the car going to be? Maybe this will be more of an immersive experience than I expected. How long until Stefano Domenicali shows up? What do we think? Sorry, I will move more and talk more. Yesterday with the Honda launch, I think we were a lot more chatty around here um because the Honda launch was so boring, but I'm expecting this one to be a little bit better. Already this looks 10 times better than the Honda one. If you all missed it, genuinely, like, you didn't miss anything at all. It was so bad. Hmm. Oh, they're going up the stairs? Hello? The entire crowd? Okay, that's kind of crazy. I was not expecting. See what I mean? This is what I meant by immersive experience. Like, there's a little more something to it. That's crazy. I hope this is something that they let the attendees know before they did this. Because if I was attending this and they told me that I had to go up the stairs, you know what I mean? Like that's a workout, first of all. And like there's people who probably can't go up the stairs that easily. I don't know. I feel like this is like I hope this was previously that they were informed about previously. Yeah, it's leg day, dude. Yeah. That is so funny. I mean, I have no problem going upstairs, but you know what I mean. Like I would like to know if I'm going to have to do exercise. This does look nice though. This is kind of giving, the F-175 thing. I think that's kind of what they had to go off of. So that's why they did that. Ooh, they're just like random spotlights. Okay. Hmm. Oh yeah, they might show more cars, right, than just the F1, you think? Berghain. Is this what Berghain looks like? Oh yeah, I hear that the website is crashing, you guys, so it might be better to watch it on YouTube in F1's channel. That's where I'm watching it, and it's it's running pretty well. So maybe switch over if y'all are having issues. But yeah, really sorry I can't share the screen because um I really don't want to risk, especially because this is actually on the F1 channel. I really don't want to risk a strike or anything like that. And I feel like this is pretty commonplace. Like I don't think are other channels sharing the screen with these kinds of things. I don't think that's common. Is this what the Haas event was like? I don't think Haas did an event. If they did an event, I missed it. But Haas's whole thing is that every year they never do events. They just kind of uh they just post a picture online of their livery and they're like, "That's it. Here's our livery. Bye." Because they don't have money. Haas is like still to this day pretty poor, I feel like. Pretty broke. They're still going up the stair. Wait a second. Oh, these are like the people. Okay, these are the people from earlier. They're not going up more stairs. It's just like people are still making their way into the room. I was worried. I was like, how many flights of stairs are they going to have to climb? Oh my god. Yeah, this is a little bit slow right now. Oh, so some people are sharing screen. Okay. I wonder if they're able to monetize that. Hmm. Well, I think we're gonna leave it for this one, but maybe I will ask people if they know what the general consensus is on this kind of stuff. Because with Liberty Media, we just don't know. You just can't tell. It's very iffy right now. What you're allowed to get away with and whatnot. But I feel like considering some of the things I've seen of what Liberty Media does, I feel like I don't want to get in trouble, you know? Yeah, they are taking a little too long. Maybe they didn't, yeah, maybe they didn't expect that many people to show up, but this is taking way too long. I think they thought the stairs would be such a okay, I think it's starting now. They thought the stairs would be such a good idea, but 4 minutes? Oh shit. So it's another 5 minutes? Until what? That zoom in is so silly. So that's it? Just this for another 4.5 minutes? Could at least play like a video or something else in the background, right? I don't know. This logistically seems like a bit of a nightmare. I think this meeting could have been an email. No, literally. I feel like they could have organized this a little better. Yeah, there's no way that they're showing delivery in under 30 minutes. It's already been 15 and literally nothing has happened yet. So, and it doesn't seem like there's anything on that stage or those like platforms. Because I was expecting there would be, like the cars with like the 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 what's it called? The thing like draped over them. Uh, but is it pink? Oh, they have a choir. Okay, wait. I'm kind of impressed now. Hold on. And some strings. Oh, the inspiration for this was Rosalia, 100%. This is Rosalia's Berghain. Is it not? This is sick. This is kind of like what Alpine did when they had like uh Brian Tyler DJing. But this is like even, this is the more German way of doing it, of course. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, but at the same time, I think it's peak. What the fuck? This is literally, it's Rosalia's Berghain. That was the inspiration. I know it. Oh my god. I feel like they could have done a little bit more with this rapper. Um, like have him actually be on the stage moving around a little bit more, you know what I mean? Like I don't really know if I like this vibe about like them being in the middle of the crowd. I feel like they should have been on a stage. They have like 5 different platforms that they could have stood on, you know what I mean? What is going on? They were like, what musical genre should our song be? Yes. But I think this is pretty cool so far. Like, I mean, out of all the launches we've seen thus far, definitely the best one. At least the most interesting one. Okay, 10 seconds. And there's the car. If they show the car right now, okay, this is pretty cool. I'm sorry. This is a lot better than what I imagined they would do, frankly. Considering it's their first time in Formula One, much better than what I expected. Oof. Whoever they hired to edit this video specifically, give him a raise, you know? I'm not gonna lie. I thought that went pretty hard. I thought that was pretty nice. Okay. Okay. Nice. We're getting the bosses. Exciting. And there's the car. Dude, if they are the ones revealing the car, it's been 20 minutes. If they reveal it in about, 10 minutes, this is Binotto. If they reveal it in less than 10 minutes, then I will feel very proud of myself. He's wearing white. So there's a white variant of the merch, evidently. Huh. I don't mind it. I feel like that looks like a very basic jacket. Like, I feel like I would buy that to, like, go running. You know what I mean? Like, I would work out in that. Feels very, very practical. Less more of like a, less of a fashion statement and more just like a practical, useful article of clothing. But yeah, I'm wondering if they're gonna show the car first or the drivers. Like, that's my thing. I'm guessing they'll bring out the drivers and the drivers will be the ones to unveil the car. I feel like that's probably the way to do it. I don't think anybody really cares about Binotto and Wheatley being the ones unveiling the car. They probably call it titanium white. I mean, yeah, that's what they always do when they want it to seem a little more interesting, right? Like evening primrose. Ooh, they were inspired by the Empire from Star Wars. That's an interesting take. It does feel a little bit imperial, actually. I mean, what was the Empire based on? Or papaya. Yeah, literally, papaya just in itself is the perfect example of like trying to make colors sound more interesting than they are. Like, come on, bro. It's orange. It's literally orange. Is it bad that if I see like a papaya at the supermarket, I get upset? Because it makes me think about that team. They really failed me last year, man. They were so horrible. They actually have more sponsors than I thought. So maybe they deliberately chose to exclude them? Audi villain arc incoming. Ooh, who knows? Who knows? I think Red Bull, honestly, in their launch, they leaned pretty hard in the in their launch. They leaned pretty hard into their like villain image. They were like, "Oh, a lot of people don't like us, but we don't care." You know, that was the vibe of like their whole presentation. I feel like so they're. It seems like they're embracing their villainous energy, and I don't mind that. I think it's good to have villains. We need villains to have a compelling story, right? Obviously, now we don't have, Horner and Helmut Marko, who were like the peak villains. For myself, I'm just going to make Zach Brown my personal villain because he's already evil enough. Um, and I'm I'm happy to make him the villain of my personal story, my read on Formula One. Um, you know, if Red Bull is not going to do that anymore, then I'll have to find other villains. Confirming my stance towards McLaren, I thought that was pretty well known. I feel like towards the end of the season, after, you know what, after pretty much after Monza, when they did that horrendous team order, I was like, okay, this team is pretty cooked at this point. And Oscar and honestly Lando should probably both leave as soon as possible. Is this the evil team principal hotline? Oh yeah, of course the real villain is the FIA. That's probably still going to be the free space in my bingo card because the FIA is always the villain, right? At the end of the day, they have been the villain and they will probably continue to be. We'll always disagree with the decisions they make, probably. So, um, I feel like they're really like trying to make time at this point. They probably have like the whole thing pretty scripted, and it's like at, you know, 30 minutes in, that's when we have to change into something else. So just keep asking questions until we get to, 1:30 or 7:30 in Berlin time. Um okay. Literally halfway through. Literally halfway through. Okay, are the drivers going to come in and lift it or just randos? I think the drivers are going to come out, right? What is this angle? Oh, oh my, you cannot be serious. The car is the exact same as the concept? You're joking. You must be joking. They did not just say Gabriel. Oh, that pisses me off so bad. Pronounce drivers' names semi-correctly, please. Oh my god. Ugh. I love that they're just standing there, like, aura farming, basically. Dude, it looks the same as the concept livery. I was really hoping that they would change it up a little bit, but evidently not. Um, the shirts are just so bland looking, but I do like the like matte silver effect. I hope they keep that sort of going forward. But otherwise, I think they need just a little more because they look a little boring. Damn, I honestly really thought that they would change up the car design a little. I feel like showing a concept livery is when you have like sort of a rough sketch, but it's not supposed to be the final project. And it's basically the final project. So that's a little annoying. Basically, they revealed the livery in November, bro. Don't do a whole event just for that, you know? I want to see something new. Yeah, I think they could have added more red to the t-shirts. It's a very, very subtle accent. $251st Grand Prix is crazy. Nice smirk. Where's the Audi? Honestly, yeah. It's basically giving Chrome McLaren to me. It's Vodafone McLaren combined with just Mercedes. I guess this is just kind of the German automotive taste. They just want silver and very plain, very minimal. Mm, I want to see more angles of the car. I hope they'll show it soon after this. I feel like they didn't give us enough time to look at the car. Also that BP logo in the back looks horrendous. Looks terrible. The whole car is very like has a very tight color scheme, and then all of a sudden there's a green thing there. Oh, that's it. Networking session now, guys. They're just kind of standing very much like stage level. That's kind of weird. Whee. Okay, can we see the car, please? Wait, the suit is cool. Oh, Loki, they should have done that for the shirts. Black and red and white. Although that's probably kind of what Cadillac is gonna do. See, I'm just annoyed that all the teams are going for black or gray. It's just like, we need more color on the grid, man. Okay, are we going to see the car? Ooh. Thank you for watching. Oh, they're just gonna leave us there. Okay. Well, that is annoying. I guess we will find some photos later of the livery to talk about it. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on that event? Personally, I thought it was a lot cooler than I thought it was gonna be. Like, I expected some good stuff because, again, it's their first year. I was expecting they would try to, like, show off as much as possible, right? To not seem like, oh, we didn't have anything prepared. Um, oh, wow, I'm getting an ad. Thank you for that. Very cool. All right. We're clicking out of that. I think the event was pretty amazing. Like, compared to the other ones we've had, which have really just been the Red Bull and the Honda ones, I won't count Haas because all they did was just like stream like a 1 minute video and then showed the livery online. So I'm not counting that. But out of all the three events that we've had, this was by far the best one. I don't know if you all remember the Red Bull one, but they spent like 20 minutes talking about the engine through VR glasses. So, maybe or headsets, whatever. So it was not that interesting in my opinion. It was fine. It was fine, but I feel like Red Bull have done better things in the past. I think that this one was way better. Like they had a soundtrack, they had some music, like they had some musicians. They tried to kind of cater to a lot of audiences because they had like your classical, and then the rapper in the middle of that, and then like a choir. I don't know. It was kind of strange. But it was pretty nice. The stairs were an interesting choice. But it was cool. I thought it was really nicely put together and not too long. You know what I mean? They didn't linger too much on like boring stuff, which I think is something that Red Bull failed to do. Um, so I thought it was pretty decent. Let's see if we can take a look at the livery online because they, for some reason, chose not to show it for a very long time at the event. So, my God. I don't understand why Google always takes me automatically to the like AI mode. Like, can you please not do that? Please and thank you. I don't know if there are any photos of it online yet. Probably on Instagram and stuff. You know, maybe we just stay on the video and just kind of go back, you know? And overall, it was less than 40 minutes. So that's pretty nice, I think. Like, that's a pretty good duration. I feel like teams always try to push it to an hour, and it never goes too well. So let's see that car. Okay. Here it is. Yeah, it's quite literally just the concept livery, basically. I find that kind of annoying because, like, we could have had. Let's look at the concept. We could have had something a little bit different. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly the same, isn't it? I don't think they changed anything. Yeah. I'm just kind of like underwhelmed, you know, because it is literally the same thing from before. And it's just like, I don't know. For me, if you show a concept of something, it's just a first draft. And I feel like your finished one should be different. So I feel a little bit robbed. I feel like we were robbed of something more interesting than this, or something, at the very least, something different than what we've already seen. So, otherwise, I don't think it's super terrible. They removed a stripe on the front wing. Is that right? I don't see any different. The entire front wing is silver, isn't it? I think it's pretty much the same. I like that they painted kind of like the inside of the side pods. Like you can see it here. That's kind of cool. But yeah, no, it is quite literally the same car. Oops. Quite literally the same car. And yeah, I mean, overall, I don't think it's bad. I think it's going to be a little bit boring, perhaps, just because there's already a silver team, which is also a German team. And so it's kind of like, I know Mercedes has the like teal of like Petronas, and that's kind of the only thing that they have going for them, color wise. So, that'll at least help us differentiate. I don't think we're ever going to really mistake a Mercedes with an Audi, but yeah, I don't know. It just feels a little bit uninspired. And and we've already seen like again, the Vodafone McLaren looked just like this. It even has a bit of like MP44 kind of energy because it's very blocky. Like the MP44 probably just was like the like Marlboro triangle somewhere. I think it goes like this, right? More so it's less of a clean sort of vertical line and more just like a peak. But yeah, I don't know. I guess it feels like a classic livery in that regard. Like this could be something that we remember for many years. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little annoyed. I'm mostly annoyed that it's the same as what they showed us a few months ago. Not so much with the livery itself. I don't think it's too bad. I guess that we've also seen it for so long that I think we've gotten used to the idea of it, or for me at least, I think I did. So I don't mind it too much. What I really don't like is that BP logo in the back on the fin. Like that is gross. That looks terrible. And it's the same thing that I have with HP. Like, do they not have another variant of the logo in a different color for situations like this where the green logo wouldn't work? That seems like basic branding to me, but I don't know. Whatever. British Petrol is an old, entitled company, a particularly evil company. So, you know, I guess they can do whatever they want. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. I feel like they found the exact point to paint 55% and just stopped. That's honestly, yeah, this looks like this was like carefully measured. You know what I mean? They were like, okay, so up to where this line is 55 and the rest of the car can just be gray or something like that. Although I guess the black part is the exposed carbon, right? It doesn't really look like it here. It looks like it's painted, the black part. Like they didn't need to do that, but they did it anyways. But that's probably the exposed carbon. I guess it's not terrible because it means that the rest of the car, like a big part of the surface of the car, is allowed to be silver. So that's kind of nice. Feels more classic F1. But yeah, you're right. It does feel like they were like cutting very, very clean lines of like, okay, this part can be painted and this has to be carbon. So that is pretty funny. But yeah, let's look at if we can find photos of the race suit, because it was in the video and it looked quite nice. We have this photo of Nico. I feel like from the video, I remember there was more red on the suit, not just black and white, but I think it looks pretty nice. Maybe it's that, like, again, the Adidas touch, I feel like really elevates kind of any design at this point. But yeah, if there's like, once we get more photos of the suit, hopefully we can see that there is more red. I really hope that there is some more red, because I think, this suit with some touches of red would look very, very nice. And also, I'm kind of afraid that Cadillac will have a suit that looks basically identical to this, like just black and white. And so there'll be two teams with just like black and white suits, and it'll be really boring. I really hope they don't do that. So that's why I feel like Audi should at least add some of that red that they've brought in so that it stands out just a little bit more. But yeah, overall, I'm very annoyed at Audi and Cadillac both for just doing black. And I mean, okay, neither of them had particularly exciting brand identities to go off of. Like, Cadillac is like, well, Cadillac has like gold and stuff going on in their logo, right? And red, I think. So they could have, they even have blue. They could have done any of these colors. They have 5 colors going on here. They chose not to use any of that, and they instead used this version of the logo, which is boring as hell, and it's just black and white. And so their whole thing is probably going to look pretty similar to Audi's. And like Audi has more of an excuse because their logo is just silver. It's just the 4 rings. But Cadillac has more going on, man. I feel like they should have really leaned into this for the livery. They should have just, or their whole brand identity, they should have gone gold. I know that like that's the Apex GP thing, but I don't care. They could have done gold. We could have had a gold team. I think that would have been so sick. And they could have ridden the wave of Apex GP, like be like, oh yeah, that was in reference to us the whole time. The movie was referencing us the whole time. Yeah, that was totally planned, guys. They could have done that. Just ridden the wave of the F1 movie's success and have a bunch of new F1 fans root for them automatically because they're like, oh, it looks like the one from the movie. Period. So yeah, anyways, all I'm saying, ooh, gold and red. Yeah, like gold with some black and red accents I think would have been really nice. Maybe even some silver accents if they really wanted to. But I guess if they're going gold, then they shouldn't do silver on top of that. So yeah, all I'm saying is Cadillac, you should have hired me to be your designer. Like that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. Cadillac bought out failing Apex GP. Exactly. Like it could have been anything, man. But yeah, for some reason they were not smart enough with that one. Trying to figure out why this looks so terrible. My screen. There we go. Perhaps. Sorry, technical difficulties, as you can see. Anyway. Yeah, I basically already had the livery on the thumbnail. You're right. It's just like so annoying that they just did the same thing personally. But oh well. I guess we will have to deal with it. But yeah, we could have totally had like a silver team and a gold team, or a black team and a gold team, because I guess Mercedes has kind of already co-opted the silver for themselves, the silver arrows. So yeah, overall, I mean, it's fine. A little bit underwhelming just because it's the same thing, but the event was fun at the very least. I'll give them that. So cool. I feel like, where would you all put this one, this livery, in relation to the other ones we've seen? So like the Red Bull, the V-Carb, and the Haas. Those are all the other ones we've seen. I personally, and I don't know if this is a hot take, but I still think the Red Bull one is the best one. Maybe because I was so surprised by the by the way they went for a change. Because frankly, when has Red Bull ever gone for a change in their liveries? You know what I mean? So I thought that was cool. I thought that it was nice that they went back to a more classic Red Bull vibe. And then for me, I think second might be the Haas, actually, because the Haas was actually very nice. Um, so probably for most people, I imagine it's going to be between the Red Bull and the Haas. For me, I think the Red Bull is slightly more interesting. I think just because I was surprised that it was different, frankly. So maybe I will have to like reevaluate once deliveries are less fresh. You know what I mean? Once the surprise has worn off, once we've seen them on the track, for example, that's when I think um, that I'll be able to say a little more objectively, I guess, which one I like the most. But for me, the Red Bull right now is the best one. Then I think the Haas. Um, where would I put this Audi one? Honestly, that's a great question because I feel like this is the Haas. Oh, I just think that white looks so nice. I kind of really like that. Ooh, that is low res. Like, which one is better? It's a tough call. It's a tough call, but I think I don't know. I think I just really want to see this Audi on the track to really say which one I like more. But kind of off the top of my head, like as of right now, I think I'm leading toward the Haas. Maybe it's also just biased because I know the team better, right? They've been around for 10 years, whereas Audi's new, so I have less loyalty to them. That could also be it. But just sort of right now, I'm wanting to lean towards this car because I love the way it looks. I really think the extra white is pretty wonderful. Versus like how much carbon fiber was exposed before. So we're gonna say Haas second and maybe Audi third, because again, the V Carb 2026 livery was a little bit, I think, left a bit to be desired. It's not bad by any means at all. It is not bad. It's just a little underwhelming considering what we know this team to be capable of. Ooh. What we know this team to be capable of vis-a-vis vis-a-vis liveries, you know? Like these people do the coolest special liveries ever. So I don't know. I'm also maybe again torn by team loyalties because I do like VCarb as a team quite a bit. They're like marketing where they're like trying to appeal to like younger audiences. It's working on me, man. Like I really enjoy like their silly TikToks with the lip syncs. I don't know. It's like so silly, but I like it. So maybe that's just kind of luring me to towards liking this livery. Personally, I don't know about the white wheel situation. I think people generally like this. For me, it's a little weird. Like it looks, you know what it looks like? It looks like a coffee machine filter to me. You know what I mean? Um, like one of those little sheets that you put in the coffee machine. That's what that looks like to me. So I can't really get around that. But again, yeah, I don't think this is bad. I don't think there's that much that's like wrong with it. Um, but is it better than this? Because I do kind of like this. Like it's clean, it's pretty straightforward. Feels like a classic F1 car more so than this one. Um, I guess we'll put uh yeah, I agree. This like weird lobe, this weird shape here. I don't super dig it. I like it kind of dips really hard. This Visa logo is really inclined, and I don't know why they did that. I guess they maybe wanted to leave more room for Ford over here. But yeah, I don't love it. I feel like it dips too much. And maybe it's just to hide something about the car's performance or something, but I don't think anybody is really looking at V-carb to be sort of the reference in terms of performance, right? Like no one's trying to like see what V-carb is hiding in their aero, you know what I mean? I don't think. Maybe the midfield teams are, but I don't think V-carb is necessarily the reference. So, yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I maybe wouldn't have done it with that shape. But yeah, I guess maybe I will put the Audi above the V-carb for now. So the tier list would be, or the ranking would be Red Bull, Haas, Audi, V-carb. For now, obviously, once we've sort of sat down with these liveries for a little bit longer, I think that I'll be able to sort of more objectively say what my thoughts are. So yeah, that's kind of my feelings. Oh, they drove the V-carb already? Shakedown in Imola. V-carb Imola shakedown. Ooh. Why? Like the top part of the car looks so wide. What is that? It's like been flattened. You know what I mean? Huh. That's a choice, I will say. Very intriguing. But all right. Let's see. So Arvid Lindblad was in the car, huh? That's fun. They're saying Formula One newcomer Arvid Lindblad went off when shaking down. Went off like in a good way, as in like go off king, or went off as in like went off into the wall and destroyed the car. I don't know. This is driving me insane. Isn't this so weird? This like yellow thing, I forgot the name of this part, but it looks so like it's like squished. I don't know what that's about. Oh no, he crashed. No. Okay, that's sad to see. That's not a good start. Oh yeah, crashed in the Villeneuve chicane, ended up in the gravel. Ugh, that's not great. But I mean, Isaac Hadjar also started his season with a really silly crash. So, and then look how it went for him. So, you never know with VCarb, okay? But yeah, this is very like it did not look like that in the old car. I guess this is this a 2025 car that they've just put the new livery onto? I don't know. So I guess maybe the new cars just have this like weird, it's called an airbox. Yes. I guess they just have that weird squished airbox situation. Cool. Interesting choice for sure. Oh yeah, this is the VCarb O2, so that's the old one. The new one has this this look. Fascinating. Do all of the cars have that? Does the Audi have that as well? I didn't think so. This is, I think, an old Haas, right? That they've also put a new livery onto. Yeah, the Audi doesn't have that. Okay, cool. So we're seeing some differences already in the car design. That's exciting. But huh. It looks interesting, I will just say. So much exposed carbon, actually. I didn't realize it was that intense. It looked a lot better in the editorial photos. Yeah, it looks a little bit bad here. Yikes. Okay, well, that helps me make a verdict about deliveries thus far. This is probably the worst one. I mean, I don't know what you all think, but that is how I feel. But that is kind of all there is to show. We talked about the Ferrari race suits yesterday night, actually, during the Honda live stream. They were pretty cool. Actually, let's go take a look at those again. I think I have 2026 race suit. I've kind of come around a little bit. I mean, I still don't. Okay. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look. This microphone is moving so much. Oh, I literally have them pulled up here already. Besides the white collar, which I do not like, everything else is pretty nice. I'm really not upset about it. I don't know how you all feel, but I personally think it is pretty good. And I think people were pointing out it's kind of harkening back to like Niki Lauda, the Niki Lauda era, and I see that for sure. The thing that people don't like here is also the HP logo on the gloves. I mean, I don't think that's too bad. It's whatever. They're just making sure that we see it when they show us the onboard of the car. And, you see the driver's hands and boom, right there, HP logo. Like, that's kind of what they're trying to do, I think. So, I mean, it's whatever. The cap is the only detail that I do not like at all. It's so unrelated to the rest of the suit. It does not match at all. And yeah, I don't like it. I think it's pretty bad. But otherwise, I do think, again, besides the white color, it's pretty nice. Because the thing is, people talk about how this looks like, inspired by Niki Lauda's sort of what he was wearing at Ferrari. And like, sure. I think maybe, how like drivers in the 70s used to wear like, at least at Ferrari, they used to wear like a white turtleneck right underneath the suit. So I think that's what this is trying to emulate, if anything, right? If they really were inspired by Lauda's sort of look, then that's probably what they were going for. However, we can also look at Kimi Räikkönen when he was in Ferrari, because I think at some point, I don't exactly remember what year, but at some point I saw that his race suit also had a white collar, but it looked so much better, and I can't really explain why. Was it maybe 2016? Oh, Yeah, there it is. And like, doesn't that somehow look way better than this? But it's literally the same thing. The same thing, white shoulders, white legs, although these are a lot more subtle than these. Like this is like the whole leg becomes white at one point. It's the same concept, but somehow this one looks way better. And I think what it is the Santander logo that is just kind of pulling the whole thing together because the logo is red, so it feels a lot more coordinated with the rest of the suit. Also, there's more white here because, again, the Santander logo here in the middle, also the UPS, the shell, they all have like a white background. Um, so I think that helps, just the fact that there's more presence of white in the suit altogether, whereas here, the white collar just stands out so much from the rest. And yeah, and the IBM logo is like, well, I think gray, but it might be blue, which does not help. So yeah, I think that's why it stands out so much. Versus here where the logo is red, and I think that helps to make it more cohesive. So that's annoying. They couldn't have put any of their red sponsors on there, I guess. That's annoying. Also, I'm seeing now they're sponsored by Zyn. Is that even legal? I guess wasn't there like a team that was sponsored by like a vaping, by like Juul or something? I don't remember. But I feel like it should not be legal that they're sponsored by Zyn. But I mean, I don't know, man. Not my circus, not my monkeys. TBH. But yeah, I do not think the suits are bad. For me personally, my thing is that 2024 was probably my favorite suit design. I feel like it's been downhill from there. Look at that. Like, I don't know what people think about this, but I thought it was really nice. I thought this was such a look. Oh my god. Wow, these are very low quality, but you know what I mean. I thought this was great. And maybe it's just because it feels a little bit less like I like the inclusion of yellow. It feels like Ferrari. It also feels like Spain, which, helps when, you have a Spanish driver. Made me dislike Ferrari a little bit less that year, I guess. Also Ferrari did a lot better, like they got several wins that year, so that helped. So yeah, I don't know what people think, but personally, what is this? Views? Is that a like a nicotine brand? That apparently they sponsor McLaren. Ugh. I guess they've just found alternatives like it's not like the big tobacco companies anymore, but like these sort of newer smoking alternatives that are making their way into Formula One now. That's kind of annoying. I feel like if we're going to sponsor nicotine, if we're going to sponsor a product that is so harmful for your health, at least let it be like cool, classy tobacco brands of the olden days. You know what I mean? At least let it have some aura and class, not like friggin' like rainbow flavored vapes. You know what I mean? At least let it be classy. If we're gonna make such a terrible choice, at least make it, have some aura. Whatever. Yeah, for me this was the best Ferrari suit personally. And I don't know. Someone said 2022. 2023 was pretty bad, I thought. 2022, I mean, like, 2023 is the one in the middle, 2022 is this one. Um, yeah, this is fine. I don't know about all the black. Like, they did the same thing in 2023. They had those black, like, shoulders. Um, and it's like fine. I mean, this is probably better than 2023 because 2023 just randomly had black shoulders and it was pretty random. Um, like this was kind of weird. I don't know, and this like patch with the number at the leg. Like, yeah, I don't know about this personally. 2022 was definitely better. But for me it was the 2024 that was the best. But I'm happy with the 2026 one, honestly. I think it's an improvement. Because 2025, I mean, 2025 was fine too. Just kind of uninspired. A little boring, you know? Maybe it's because they went with that darker shade of red, which I didn't mind. Maybe some people are more, oh, this was from the Italian Grand Prix. This was the actual like Niki Lauda inspired one. I wish they had run this the entire year. Look at how beautiful that is. I think that is gorgeous. They should have run this the whole year, in my opinion. But this is what they went with. And I mean, oh, this photo has become such a meme, I feel like. This is so funny. Like I can't take it seriously. I personally didn't mind the sort of darker shade of red. I don't know if people had like strong opinions about it. I thought it was pretty beautiful, but I also don't mind that they went back to a brighter red. I feel like here they've kind of gone back to a more typical Ferrari look. I think it looks worse on actually it looks worse on both of them. I was going to say it looks worse on Lewis, but I think it looks worse on both of them, frankly. But it's okay. The side of the suit is very nice. Like the white stripe going down the legs, I think looks very nice. So at least the sort of bottom half of the suit is fine. It's the top half that I have some issues with. So yeah, that is that on Ferrari, and we will wait to see if more teams release stuff. Very excited for to see what Williams decides to drop tomorrow too. Because like in terms of the merch, because they're dropping the merch tomorrow. Really excited to see what's in there, and I'm not going to buy it right away. If I see anything I like, I'll probably wait until the off season next year to buy anything. I was going to buy Williams merch this year, but then I thought, they're changing the logo and making it so much more beautiful that like I would rather wait a whole another year to get nicer merch with a nicer logo, because the old Williams logo that they've had this like the last few years is like fine, but it's just like Arial bold 12-point font and they just wrote Williams Racing, kinda. That's the vibe that it gives. But the new Williams logo kicks ass. I mean, it's technically the old Williams logo. It's like the Canon Williams logo, but it rules. It is so beautiful, and I'm so excited for what the merch is gonna look like. And I mean, the t-shirts that we've seen look very nice already. So I'm just waiting for like the full picture. I think it'll be really cool. And we can talk about it in the next stream, which will be, I believe, January 23rd. Let's actually pull it up. F1 livery launch schedule. This is 2023. This is insane. Why would it do that to me? Okay. So, motorsport in 1924. Okay, well, TBC is so unhelpful. I didn't even look at that. Oh my god. This is terrible. What do you mean? All of them have been confirmed. Oh, I can't find a good picture. Oh, this is it. Okay, here we go. I think this should have all of them. So we've seen the Red Bull and V-Car, we've seen Haas, and we've just seen Audi, and we've seen Honda as well. So actually, January 22nd, there's Mercedes, but I don't think Mercedes will be doing an event. I'm actually unsure what exactly they're gonna do. They might. Oh, if I remember correctly, they're going to drop some like the renders, like 3D renders of the car first. Like I think that's what they're gonna do on January 22nd. And the event is actually another day. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what I read on like f1.com. But I guess we'll be on the lookout on the 22nd, and if there is an event, we will stream it live. And then we have Ferrari and Alpine on January 23rd. I don't believe Alpine is doing an event. I think they'll just be dropping some photos online. I agree, Mepsi Pax Berry. I really hope that it is pink. I don't see why it wouldn't be pink, but I really hope it is. And then Williams, February 3rd. I also, and Ferrari will be doing an event for sure in Fiorano. Williams, February 3rd. I don't think they're doing an event either, which is really sad. I understand they probably just don't want to spend the money. But sadly, I don't think there will be an event, which is so sad because I would have been so hyped for that. But it's okay. We will see. We will see the livery and the merch tomorrow, and the livery, when it drops. And then Cadillac February 8th, and then McLaren and Aston Martin February 9th. And those two will probably be pretty big events. Oh, and also Cadillac is actually not an event. It's going to be an ad during the Super Bowl. So I presume the Super Bowl is on February 8th. I don't even know. I don't watch the NFL. But I will probably have to watch the Super Bowl for the Cadillac ad. And also for Bad Bunny, because I'm very excited to see that performance. So I guess I have some reasons to watch the Super Bowl, which is cool. So yeah, and then McLaren and Aston Martin, I'm sure they'll have big events. So that is what we have coming this season. And then, we'll have the shakedown in Barcelona, which we're not really going to get to watch because it's private test. And then the Bahrain, 2 rounds of tests, preseason testing in Bahrain. I don't know the exact dates, but I believe that McLaren, at least, and presumably Aston Martin as well, they'll be doing their livery launches from Bahrain already. So that means that it'll be probably around that time. 2026. Oh, see, here they have all of the launches. This is what I'm talking about. Let's see what Mercedes is going to do. See, so tomorrow they're going to release the renders. And then they'll have a dedicated season launch show on Monday, February 2nd. So, and then that'll be the first time we actually see the car. So, I can't believe it's called the Mercedes-AMG F1 W17 E-Performance. Like, that's so wild. In all caps, they don't give a fuck. Alpine, like I said, I think they are just going to... Oh, they did not offer further details. But added the caption, "We've got something to show you." For some reason, I thought that they would just post a picture. But yeah, they might actually do an event. that's cool. I think they could do a really fun event. I mean, I think that they were one of the silliest performances at the F175 when they had Brian Tyler do like a DJ set. That was hilarious to me. Um, so cool. And then Ferrari, they'll do an event or press conference type thing at Fiorano. And then we have the Barcelona shakedown last week of January, which we, in theory, will not get to see very much of. I'm sure there'll be like photos and videos that will leak probably, but we're not really going to probably learn too much about these tests. And then February 2nd, Mercedes launch. So the actual event following that first look. And will be streamed on social media pages, so presumably it'll be on YouTube. Cool, 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 cool. And then February 3rd, we'll have Williams, and I think that they are just going to... They don't say here, but I'm pretty sure they're just going to drop some pictures online. Cadillac is going to be an ad at the Super Bowl on February 8th. So I don't believe they'll be doing an event either. So we're going to all just have to suck it up and watch the Super Bowl. Yikes. And then, yeah, we have the Aston Martin on February 9th. It looks like they are doing an event, but it's going to be in Saudi Arabia, not in Bahrain, which makes sense, right? For Aramco and all that. So, and then McLaren will do their launch on February 9th from the Bahrain International Circuit. So, needless to say, the new world champion Lando Norris is set to be in attendance. I mean, I had no doubt about that. I can perfectly imagine the kind of event that McLaren's going to do. And then right after that, February 11th, so 2 days later, testing round 1, and then on the 18th to the 20th, testing round 2. So 3 days each of preseason tests. You know how this drill goes. Same as every year, except now we have 2 rounds of tests. So hopefully that helps us, get more answers to all of the questions that we have. It probably really won't, but we can hope. And then March 6th to the 8th is the Australian Grand Prix. So those are the dates to watch out for. They have a whole nice little calendar over here for us, which is nice. So that is that. That is what we have to look forward to in this off season. Honestly, it's pretty packed. It's kind of impressive how much stuff we're gonna be getting into. So I will definitely be doing streams for everything that is like an actual event. I'm also working on videos on the side. I know I haven't posted in like a million years, but I promise I am working on stuff. I'm just really busy with other life and work stuff right now. So that's why I haven't really been able to do any videos, but I promise I will have something because I really don't want to leave you all without like any videos for like a month or something like that. So something will happen, I promise. And Super Bowl commercial is probably more expensive than an event. You're right. Like that is a huge investment. I mean, I don't know when they're going to air said ad, it might not be like, because I'm sure some ads are more expensive than others, right? Like I would imagine like right before the halftime show is really expensive because everyone's sitting there to watch that. So yeah, but it'll definitely be a very expensive ad. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of everything that we needed to cover today. Again, the Audi launch. I literally can't say that word. I struggle so much saying that word every time I say it wrong. The Audi launch was pretty nice. I was impressed, but it was also a little bit underwhelming to see the livery personally. Yeah, I don't know what's going on around here. But yeah, honestly, the I'm losing my train of thought. Jesus Christ. The event was nice. Delivery, not as nice. I mean, it is nice, just not surprising. And that's kind of what annoyed me, you know? It's like I wanted to be surprised by something new. But the event was cool. I think Audi kind of surprised me in that sense. They kind of cooked. I'm going to say it right now. They kind of cooked. So, the poster behind me says Max. It says IMAX, unfortunately. Sorry to burst your bubble. But we can believe, we choose to believe Max 2026. Yeah, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of Max, but if he wins another title, I mean, am I going to be upset? He's literally the greatest driver of our generation. So I'm not going to be too upset. But yeah, I think this is going to do it for us. I'm sure all of you have places to be. So we will be tuning back in on, I'm forgetting the dates already, perhaps January 22 if Mercedes chooses to do something interesting. If not, then it'll be January 23rd for the, is it Ferrari? I'm forgetting now. Seriously, my memory for dates is so miserable. Yeah, Alpine and Ferrari will both be doing their launches on February or January 23rd. So, looking forward to that, and we will definitely be here on the channel. Talking about that, reacting to that, I'm really excited for both of those liveries. In particular, I think Alpine could really bring something interesting. Ferrari's probably going to play it more safe, I would guess, but Alpine could really cook something really interesting up. And I guess when we do that, we will also talk about whatever Mercedes brings up. Because, again, I don't know, whatever, if Mercedes decides to actually do a bit of an event, then we will maybe live stream it. But if they just post some renders online, then I'm probably just going to wait until the 23rd. And then on the 23rd, we can actually sit and talk about everything. We can talk about Mercedes, just like we did yesterday with Honda. We talked about the Haas livery. So we can talk about Mercedes and we can talk about Alpine and Ferrari. So I will see you all there on the 23rd. Mark your calendars. I will probably, set up the stream early before that so you all can, maybe turn on notifications to see when I go live. And yeah, that is all for today. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Thank you for supporting my channel so much. Genuinely, I feel like I don't say this enough, but it is so crazy what is happening with this channel, how far it's gone in just a year. So thank you all so much for all the love and all the support. And I will see you all next Friday, I believe. Friday. See you all in 3 days. Alrighty. Bye.